Ooh, welcome everyone to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean Stacking the Money Green, and as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use the promo code JUICE25. You can get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 and a $25 free bet. Monday Night Football, we got side, total, player props, DGen only bet there. First off, Merry Christmas. If everyone who celebrates Christmas, feels like a lot of you out there. Hopefully you guys had a great Christmas. I had a great Christmas. Still hanging out at the in-laws' place. Be back in the studio soon enough. Had a great Christmas, considering the Eagles lost in crushing fashion to the Dallas Cowboys. A game that just so annoying. Like, we didn't play our best game, and then we still had a chance to win, and then you lose, and then you still have to be like, yeah, I love Christmas. I'm not upset. No. It's always tough at the in-laws when they're like, wait, so you had money on this game? Oh, and you needed the Eagles to lose by less than 4.5. So they lost by 6. So that you also lost your bet, right? And you're like, yeah, I did lose my bet. Thank you. No, it's fun, but when people who aren't gamblers, they don't get it, right? You know, they just don't understand. And then they ask questions while the game's on, while important plays are on. No, it was an awesome time. Christmas, great. Had an awesome Christmas, minus the picks. So let's run through those and then get to the Monday night where we're going to turn it around. I'm as cold as this Arctic cyclone bomb or whatever. 2-6 on the NFL slate. Oh my God. All right. So let's get through it. Bears plus 8.5. Rapid fire these guys to catch up. Can you say you got backdoored when you lose by that much? They were in this game. They were covering for a large part of it. Just, man, Bears stink. Seahawks plus 10. They lost by 14. Again, if you told me you hold the Chiefs to 24 points and you're getting 10 points, you like your chances. Their offense it really is bad with no Tyler Lockett. Titans minus 3. For some reason, the Texans are still playing super hard. Got only their second win. Where was this earlier, Texans? I don't know what's happened. Like, they played really hard those past 2 games. Malik Willis clearly not getting it done. Like I said, the Eagles lost. Minshew, that's what you expect, right? Backup quarterback had a pretty good game. Really, the defense let him down, and then a couple of those fumbles. Dolphins minus 3.5. I wish I could go back in a time machine and tell myself, Sean, when you said Tua sucked earlier in the season, you should have stuck to your guns. What were you doing taking the Dolphins here minus 3.5? They're at home. They're going against, not a good defense. Like, this is when Tua shines, and he couldn't even shine in that. He's really horrible. Broncos minus 3. I don't even know what to say. Russ is a non-conference road favorite. I don't know what I was doing there. I just thought the Broncos defense, but I think the Broncos defense, it's clear they hate Russell Wilson. Will never play hard for him. Steelers minus 1.5. That was, again, had to sweat that one out because they didn't get it done until the very end of the game. Pickens got that touchdown, but it always felt like the Raiders were going to figure out a way to blow that game, even though Tomlin had some bad calls in there as well. Cardinals plus 8. Ugly game. Goes to OT. And then, once that happens, it's good. But Tampa Bay won outright. Cards get the cover. We get the cash there, making up for the earlier losses. Hey, what's completely free? Well, 1, the show. 2, your chance to win an autographed Earl Campbell jersey. That's right. Just go to youtube.com/bettingpros. Hit subscribe. Comment on this video. Automatically entered to win this awesome Earl Campbell jersey. A little throwback action. All right. This is on previous shows, I've mentioned I'm a gut handicapper. I look at the stats, I look at the analytics, and I use them to some degree, but I feel like that's really when I can lose myself, is when I trust the numbers too much. I saw a guy, I'm not going to blow up his spot, on another gambling show. He identifies himself as a professional gambler. Always the kiss of death there. And he goes, he was complaining about the Eagles, Cowboys loss. He had great CLV plus 5.5. Again, no one cares about your CLV. And then he also said, "Oh man, I might just hang it up for gambling." Yeah, well, what are the odds? They were up by so much. The expected outcome. It's like, dude, are you new to the NFL? Are you new to betting on the National Football League? Come on. This stuff happens all the time. Every week there's stuff like that. You can't hang it up. This isn't for the mentally weak. Gambling, again, there's going to be ups and downs, and that's why don't go too crazy. Again, especially on the holidays. You don't want to go huge on the holidays and then have to worry about some crazy sweat ruining your Christmas or New Year's Eve or Thanksgiving, whatever it is, Take it easy. Okay, here we go. 2-unit play on the side. I mean, the Colts are bringing back Nick Foles. I'm rocking with my boy Nick Foles here, plus 4.5. I mean, you don't need to give Nick Foles 4.5. I'm going there. I love Nick Foles' confidence. I love how well he plays in a dome. And this is a bet on, obviously, Nick Foles and the Colts, but this is also a bet against this Chargers team and this Chargers defense. Now, they played good against the Titans, but clearly Ryan Tannehill was a bit limited there, and I think there's going to be a ton of opportunity in that back end of that Chargers defense for a guy like Nick Foles playing with nothing to lose. There's nothing more dangerous in the NFL than a team with nothing to lose. Nick Foles is playing for his life. He's playing for his career out here. He needs to show something so that he can stick around in the National Football League. And this guy's a motivated guy. He's a warm weather quarterback. He's a dome quarterback. I think he can show up here. And I've been watching the Chargers for years upon years upon years. These are the games the Chargers lose. The ones they're supposed to win, where they're on the road as favorites. This is where things get wonky for this Chargers team. I know Justin Herbert's been playing good. I know no one wants to bet the Colts, but the Colts is the play here, plus 4.5. Speaking of Nick Foles, obviously I'm on Nick Foles here, 229.5 to the over on his passing yards, 1 unit over on DK, averages 239.5 in domes. Again, this is when he thrives, and they don't have any Jonathan Taylor, so I wouldn't be surprised. He's pretty good, Nick Foles, at throwing screen passes. He's great at getting the tight ends involved as well. We got some prop bets coming up for the tight end spot as well. So Nick Foles able to move it around a little bit, 229.5. Always a nugget I always liked about Nick Foles was that he said when he was winning the Super Bowl right after, I think it was before, it was the lead up in between the conference championship and the Super Bowl. He said, quote, "I don't really consider myself a football player. I consider myself a basketball player." It reminds me straight out of Happy Gilmore, where he keeps introducing himself as a hockey player. Hey, I'm a hockey player. I once tried to stab a guy with a skate. That reminds me of Nick Foles. In his heart of hearts, he is a basketball player. He loves throwing jump balls to other basketball players. I wonder if there are any other basketball players on the Colts roster. There is. Mo Alley Cox went to VCU. Big guy, big basketball player. So give me Mo Alley Cox over receiving yards, 11.5 for 1 unit. Since I am a tight end specialist, former tight end myself, Donald Parham, anytime touchdown for the Chargers, 10-1 you can get over on FanDuel. Love that. Now, again, I will be playing, I'll give my first touchdown bets in the Discord, bettingpros.com/chat, but I will be giving out Donald Parham in there. And here's what I like about Donald Parham, right? So he hadn't played, he'd been out since mid-October, but one of his first games back last week, he was back, got a nice percentage of the snap share, outsnapped the other tight end on the roster, Trey McKitty, and he actually got targets and catches, had 3 catches on 3 targets, 445 yards. Donald Parham, they like Donald Parham. They like Donald Parham in the red zone. They don't like throwing to Gerald Everett in the end zone. They don't like using him in the red zone. You remember that play earlier in the season where he kind of was trying to get a timeout and then was kind of dogging it when he went to get the ball. Chiefs picked off Herbert, took it to the house. Really a game-changing play in that game. And unfortunately for Chargers, kind of their seasons, they've bounced back since. Either way, they don't trust Gerald Everett in the red zone. Donald Parham 10-1, 1 unit over on FanDuel. And since it's the holiday season, Santa Sean, his 1 unit DGen only play. Again, this is, in select states, if you're over 21, get your parents' permission to get down on this one. Mo Alley Cox, 2 touchdowns. Again, I explained the basketball narrative. There's news articles about Nick Foles saying how he's using basketball to help him win the Super Bowl. Trust me, there's something there. Mo Alley Cox, 2 touchdowns, and the Colts money line. Parlay those together. A same game parlay over on DK. 1 unit pays 92-1. Good luck with that if you're riding. The DGen bet there. Donald Parham, anytime touchdown, 10-1 over on FanDuel. Mo Alley Cox over receiving yards, 11.5, 1 unit on DK. Nick Foles over passing yards, 229.5, 1 unit on DK. And the Colts in the game, plus 4.5 for 2 units. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Again, betmgm.com, promo code JUICE25. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green, and check out my other podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast. You know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.